Okay, so this is the second half of the first extension motions, also known as my worst exercise. I'm not super confident about this one. I might not have it. I've changed approaches 2 or 3 times in the last year or so we're gonna give it a shot. But I think it's very close to what you're trying to do in a deadlift or a good morning. Basically a hip hinge is what this is. And I suck at hip hinges, so I'm gonna suck at this. But it's also another way of trying to break things down into the 3 different parts that I was talking about before, which is a kind of supination phase, pronation phase, and extension phase. And so the idea is that we're coming out of the first half of this, we're back in the position of the soldier. And you can you're probably better off to reset it, so think of it as a completely separate exercise. I wouldn't try to blend them together too much at first. But you want to really max out the extension to the degree that you can. Don't let any deviation from that straight torso happen. None of that. But get it as far as you can, given your hip mobility, and then bring it back down into neutral in that first phase, the kind of crouching phase, so that you get to a kind of neutral, but you're engaged. You've got some real traction going on. So in the second one, while you're forming that traction, connection, whatever, as you're coming back into that first position, you're rolling the hands back, really maxing out that supination. You want the thumbs basically ideally pointing directly behind you, but that's going to depend a lot on your shoulder mobility. I don't know if these guys had just stunning shoulder and hip mobility, or it was just an ideal that they were trying to reach and no one really got there. But I'm definitely not there. At least I wasn't for a while. So that basically, as you bring it in, you're kind of doing the second part. In the back stick, you're fully in extension, and then you're doing that first supination phase down here. And then in that same phase, you're now extending the arms instead of bringing them in. And that's kind of what you're doing at the beginning of the second part of the first extension motions, is you're pushing in, and then you're forming that and allowing those arms to come up while they supinate, and you force the thumbs back. So it's almost like you're lifting the arms with your hips a little bit. You feel that if you do it a couple times. And you get out to about here, same as in the back stick. And then, again, like the back stick, you rotate, go into pronation to get your arms above your head, at which point your thumbs will meet. You need a bigger camera. In that pronation phase. And then you really stay there as you bring your arms level, and then bring the whole thing forward before going up into the extension. I'm gonna try a profile view. It's not gonna be pretty. Switch to this pronation. Keeping those shoulders down. Oh. And there you go. Oh, try that yourself. If you regularly practice good mornings or hip hinge type exercises, this probably won't be trouble for you. I need a lot of work. Oh, God. It might not be the best exercise to investigate these actions. Whew, you might be better off doing a more conventional, modern exercise that really works that hip hinge, if this is a hip hinge. I don't know for sure that it is, and this is something that has to be investigated, played with. Oh, I hate this one. Once you get past this one, the rest are much more pleasant.